December 7th, 1941, the date which will live in infamy. During this time, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt was in office. The Pearl Harbor attack started just before 8 a.m. Hundreds of Japanese fighter planes attacked the American naval base at Pearl Harbor near Honolulu, Hawaii. This attack lasted just 2 hours and it was very devastating. The Japanese managed to destroy 20 American naval vessels, 8 enormous battleships, and more than 300 airplanes.
More than 2,000 American soldiers and sailors died in the attack, and another 1,000 were wounded. The day after the assault, President Franklin D. Roosevelt asked Congress to declare war on Japan. Congress approved his declaration with a consecutive vote. 3 days later, Japan's allies Germany and Italy also declared war on the United States. More than 2 years into the conflict, America had finally joined World War II. The attack on Pearl Harbor was a surprise, but Japan and the United States had been edging toward war for decades. But no one believed that the Japanese would start that war with an attack on American territory. America was not expecting an attack so close to home. The naval facilities at Pearl Harbor were relatively undefended.
So almost the entire Pacific Fleet was moored around Ford Island in the harbor, and hundreds of airplanes were squeezed onto adjacent airfields. To the Japanese, Pearl Harbor was an irresistible target. The Japanese plan was simple: destroy the Pacific Fleet. That way, the Americans would not be able to fight back, as Japan's armed forces spread across the South Pacific. On December 7th, after months of planning and practice, the Japanese launched their attack. At about 8 a.m., Japanese planes filled the sky over Pearl Harbor. Bombs and bullets rained onto the vessels fixed below. At 8:10, an 1,800-pound bomb smashed through the deck of the battleship USS Arizona and landed in her forward ammunition magazine. The explosion of the ship sunk more than 1,000 trapped soldiers inside.
Afterwards, torpedoes pierced the shell of the battleship USS Oklahoma, which contained about 400 soldiers. By the time the attack was over, every battleship in Pearl Harbor, USS Arizona, USS Oklahoma, USS California, USS West Virginia, USS Utah, USS Maryland, USS Pennsylvania, USS Tennessee, and USS Nevada had sustained significant damage. Overall, the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor crippled or destroyed nearly 20 American ships and more than 300 airplanes. Most importantly, almost 2,500 men were killed, and another 1,000 were wounded. The death of many American soldiers encouraged President Roosevelt to truthfully inform his people that on December 8th, the United States of America suddenly and deliberately attacked. Roosevelt stated, "No matter how long it may take us to overcome the premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory. I believe I interpret the will of the Congress and of the people when I assert that we will not only defend ourselves to the uttermost, but will make very certain that this form of treachery shall never endanger us again." After the Pearl Harbor attack, and for the first time after years of discussion and debate, the American people were united in their determination to go to war. On December 8th, Congress approved Roosevelt's declaration of war. 3 days later, Japan's allies Germany and Italy declared war against the United States. For the second time, Congress responded. More than 2 years after the start of the conflict, the United States have entered World War II.